Franklin, can you talk about, would it be more fair to say you were more efficient today than dominating, and also compare this year's bowl experience for you personally to last year's bowl?
Yeah, I'm going to do what this team needs me to do to win. And today, I start with the defense. I mean, they gave us an unbelievable amount of opportunities to turn this game around, and a couple of them we didn't capitalize on. That's on the offense. That's on me. But the way they played today really dictated this game. And the way our running game was going, the way our offensive line was blocking, didn't need me to do much. And I think I lined up at receiver almost as much as quarterback. But that's because we had the numbers, and our offensive line was blocking so well that's what was working. We're going to keep doing it. Keep letting time tick off the clock there, and keep the ball rolling. That's what we did, and I think we executed very well.
Awesome.
Jordan, also
you talk
compared to
about
last
the
year,
loss last year, what you felt like this time compared to now, the bowl victory, 9-win season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year, as a quarterback, you're gonna take the blame for a lot, and that's due credit. And last year, I felt I didn't put my team in a situation to win, and that was real tough. But this year, I did what I was asked to do. Did I play a perfect game? I don't think so. But that's where the play from our defense and the play from our offensive line picks up, this team, and that's why we were so successful this year, because we were firing on all cylinders.
Jordan,
Zach,
if you could just talk about, you have the MVP trophy sitting in front of you, but the coach and your teammates, everybody's talking about the team effort. Just talk about your experience from your perspective.
This is definitely a great experience. Just like Coach Franklin was saying earlier, we were blessed and took advantage of this opportunity to play in the Music City Bowl. From an individual standpoint, win the MVP, this is definitely a team award. All of my success throughout my whole career is all because of these guys, my teammates. Those guys having my back, regardless of what the situation was. Just speaking from these seniors, we've been through a lot. We had different coaches changes, 2 back-to-back disappointing seasons. So, it's a lot of weight on you. But the one thing that Coach Franklin and his staff has done a great job of is just instilling confidence in us. And I really think that's what stood out about Coach Franklin and his staff, just instilling confidence in us, staying positive, and and I know this momentum from this win is going to carry over into next season for those guys.
How was he able to instill that confidence? I mean, from the outside looking in at you guys, to instill confidence in the Vanderbilt program, it seems like it's something that would be almost like a mission impossible, but yet Coach Franklin and his staff has been able to do that.
The thing with that question, it's funny that the success we had last year. We're not a team that talks about in the past or whatnot, but the success we had last year, we had the same players. The previous 2 seasons we had the disappointing season with 2-10. So that just goes exemplifies how much has changed around this program. The confidence that he has instilled in us as players. He just brought out the full potential in us as football players, not only as football players, but as men as well for life.
Zach, why was the Wildcat formation so effective today, and did that really provide a spark for you guys offensively?
It's pretty much one of those things. Don't fix nothing that's not broke. So, but we did a great job on the offense of executing today. Especially in the running game. With this offense, we can run and throw. We have a great wide receiver core and Jordan Matthews, Chris Boyd, amazing quarterback in Jordan. And, it just goes back to the defense as well, giving us opportunities to get on the field. So, it's just pretty much a domino effect all around the team.
Zach, can you believe it's over?
It hasn't hit me yet, but eventually it will in the next couple of hours.
You showed really good patience in that Wildcat, letting those blocks develop. I mean, how much of that is you just waiting for things to develop? How much is the design by design?
We as players, we spend a lot of time in the film room, so they're just really just studying our opponent. That's one thing that these coaches do a great job of, is just putting us. We prepare like crazy, week in and week out for games, and that's just really a reflection off these coaches calling the right plays. And the game of football is all about execution. We can run any play we wanted to today. It's just a matter of executing and doing it to our full ability.
Coach, what's the next step you want to see this program take?
Well, first of all, I do want to comment on this. It's not over. These guys will be part of the Vanderbilt family for the rest of their life. And I can't wait to see them come back next year and find out all the exciting things that they're doing, whether it's the NFL or the business world or whatever it is. These guys are going to make a tremendous impact for years to come and be representing Vanderbilt University in our football program. So first of all, let me say that. Second of all, I think this is a great foundation. You know, you made a statement really about what could happen here. We really heard that from the time we arrived on campus, all the things that couldn't be done or can't be done, and all the negativity that was surrounding the program. And we just put our earmuffs on, and we just kept bombarding these guys with the same positive messages over and over and over again. And it was like one of the seniors that got up, we had all the seniors get up Friday night at the hotel and share some things. And one of them, they said, it's amazing what you can do with a positive attitude and great work ethic. It's amazing what you can do in life. You know, we've been able to come in here in 2 years and do something that I don't think anybody said could be done. So, you know, to me, we look at the future the same way. You know, there's going to come a point where we're going to start talking about things that people think we have no business talking about. I'm going to leave it at that. I know everybody'd like me to say it. We talk about it privately. We have very, very high expectations for this program of where we're going, who we can be, and what we can achieve. And we're going to work at it every single day like crazy. We're not going anywhere, so everybody better get used to it. We're not going anywhere. This is the brand new Vanderbilt. I think you guys remember me sitting up here last year and say, you think the culture changed last year? Wait till you see 2 years. I think was what we said. Well, this thing is keep going. With the support of David Williams and Chancellor Zeppos and the community who's jumping on board right now, the sky's the limit. So get used to us.
Coach, can you talk about the
3 more questions?
effectiveness of the Wildcat?
Sir?
Can you talk about the effectiveness of the Wildcat?
Yeah, I think it's really, you know, I think people try to make the game of football a lot tougher than what it is. And I think coaches get affected by calling plays that they think is sexy that the fans or the recruits are going to like. We're going to do whatever we got to do to win, like Jordan said. And it was working, and we're going to keep running it until you adjust and stop it. If not, we're going to keep doing it. And we were able to do that today. And even the halfback pass that we threw with Zach, we didn't complete it, but now they had to worry about that as well. You know, so that's just kind of our philosophy. We're going to do whatever we have to win. If it's throw it 80 times one week and then run it 80 times the next week, that's the flexibility that we have in our offense. Sir?
I want to thank you. I've been a Vanderbilt fan for many years, and I had what you talked about pounding guys. I got pounded by Tennessee fans, and I want to thank you because I got to get on the Twitter and say,
Hey, I want to let you know how much we appreciate you and sticking with us, because you're due for this, right? Come on over here and give me a hug. I like it. Thanks for sticking with us. Right? Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Good job. Thank you. I was expecting a question. I like statements.
Couple more questions.
Jordan, just talk about the difference between the bowl experiences for you, what you thought about this program when you got here, and the development towards now as you're leaving it, and then also you got knocked pretty good in the mouth and got scored a touchdown. Talk about that.
Yeah, you know, initially getting here, having a red shirt, it's tough being on the sideline, being a competitor. You want to be out there helping your team. Wasn't my year, but it was tough to say, you know, at that point that I thought maybe we could go to back-to-back bowl games. You know, if you would ask me then, I probably wouldn't have said it. But, you know, like we said earlier, Coach Franklin coming in and changing the culture, it really was about him demanding, not just asking, but demanding that we work harder and prepare harder than we've ever prepared before. And we did. And once we started seeing those results from working harder than we ever have in the weight room, in the summer, in our conditioning, and then finally last year, seeing some of the results on the field, we bought into it. We bought into it, and you saw the fruits of that last season, but you really saw it all come together this year. And, you know, it was a great statement to win the bowl game like this. And talk about that hit, but I mean, it's a physical game. You know, quarterback's going to get hit, but, you know, Coach Franklin gives me the ability to see something and make a check, and we made a check on this play. We're confident in our ability to make plays when we need to, and I'm confident in, you know, hit Jordan Matthews, and I'm confident in his ability to make a play. And you know, if you can't stay in there, deliver the ball and take a hit, you know, you got no business playing the position. But great job of the O-line, great job by Jordan Matthews making one heck of a catch, because I saw the replay on it, and that was a tough catch.
James, can you talk a little more about the turnovers, in particular the interceptions, whether you saw anything coming into this game with Glennon that led you to believe those would be there?
No, a couple things. You know, I didn't think we played a great game, but we made plays when we need to, and especially on defense, they moved the ball on us, but the turnovers were great erasers. I think that quarterback's really good, and he's extremely accurate. That's why when we were able to get tight coverage on him, we were able to get our hands on the ball because he's so accurate. You know, and I thought they did a pretty good job protecting. We had a little bit more pressure in the second half, but it wasn't anything that we saw on film. We had a really good feel for who they are and what they were going to do. Everybody thought that, you know, asked a lot of questions about would they change because, you know, the coaching change. You know, it's pretty much the same staff. So, you know, we were confident that our defense would find a way. And that to me, that's the exciting thing about this year. Last year it was all turnovers, really, and what the season on the defensive side of the ball was made up of. This year we found all different ways to do it. Today it was with turnovers. You know, most of the year it was just keeping people out of the end zone. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You know, one of the things that I'm so proud of is not only the 9 wins and how recruiting is going and how the community's behind us and watching these guys play, but I'm also so proud of being at a school like Vanderbilt when I can sit here and listen to these guys talk and articulate what they're thinking. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about is setting these guys up and preparing these guys to be successful in life. And that's one of the things that I think, being at Vanderbilt, we take so much pride in, is listening to these guys stand up here and present themselves. All graduates, all going on to do great things.
We've got time for one more question.
Coach, how rewarding is it for you to see your Let's Go 1-0 philosophy culminate with the 9-win season and the graduates and all that good stuff?
You know, it goes back kind of to our 4 core values. Our 4 core values: have a positive attitude, have unbelievable work ethic, compete in everything you do, and then the 4th thing is you must be willing to sacrifice. And these guys did this. You must be willing to sacrifice what the common man won't, to have, you know, the things you want. And then, you know, just going back even simpler to what you're talking about is, let's not worry about the past and all the historical references and all these different things and the conference we play in. Let's just wake up every single morning and let's maximize that day. Let's take it one game at a time. And that's really helped us. And it sounds very simple, and some people might think it's silly, but we live it. We live it every single day, and I hope this is something that these guys take on for the rest of their life. Just wake up every single morning, be the best husband, be the best brother, be the best father, you know, be the best whatever profession they decide to go into. You do that, and good things will come. It's really not much more complex than that. You know, just strive to be great in everything you do. That's what this university is based on: a commitment to excellence in everything we do. And there's my boss back there, Gail, who's my real boss, Gail Williams, who I love, David Williams' partner in crime.
Coach Franklin and players, thank you very much for your time. And players will be available outside the Vanderbilt locker room for additional